What's up? It's Juice Beats, back again with another race video. And this one is the Music City Crit Series race, week 3, Cat 3-4 race in Nashville. This was on May 1st. So getting ready to get started here. Let me throw up some stats for you. This is a 40-minute race, 25.5 miles an hour, 250 watt average, 316 normalized, and a 1510 max in this race. So if you're looking at the race right now, you'll see that we are starting out pretty slow. We are taking it easy on this first lap and really just kind of easing into this thing. I came into this day, so if you guys have watched some of my videos, you know I traveled 2.5 hours to go to this race, and so I get there. It's almost 90 degrees. It is 2.5 hours away from home, so I'm already I get a little tired driving in the car, and then I have to stretch my legs out and get a decent warm up and everything before the race. And then of course it's like the hottest day that we've had so far this year, and then jumping out into the race felt like I wasn't quite ready or something like that. Like you get those nerves before the race and you feel like you're just gonna do terrible or whatever like that. So that's kind of how I was feeling. I was just like, am I even ready for this thing? But this first lap kind of proved that I don't know if it was just the hot day or whatever, but didn't seem like anybody else was really all that ready for the heat and racing either. So we're easing into this thing, and I'm pretty sure the race, even though it ended up being 25.5 miles an hour, it really didn't feel like we were moving all that fast throughout this thing. It does get a little surgy at points, which is pretty normal for these 3-4 races. I'm kind of used to that at this point out here, but yeah, I mean, really, like it felt like we were just moving in slow motion a lot of this race. But here we go. Here's a point where we actually kind of pick it up. Kind of an attack, not really. We had a guy go out very early on the very first lap and just kind of push it. He's kind of dangling there about 2-3 seconds ahead at the moment, and people are starting to finally kick it into gear. And I guess that easing into it kind of helped a little bit there to calm the nerves. And then right there you kind of saw like a little jitter, I guess, right there, kind of bumping shoulders with the guy that's now in the back cam at the moment. Kind of bumped shoulders a little bit there. Didn't mean to, just trying to keep my position in the peloton here. And so before the race, was talking with a few guys. Matt Bratcher, the winner from the week before, he actually got bumped up to Cat 2, so he wasn't in this race, but he was saying make sure you're watching Chase, who is on Nashville Local Cycling. You will see him. I can't tell if that's him in front there, but you will see him in this race a little bit. He's got kind of a sparkly type helmet, like silverish maybe. It's hard for me to remember, but his helmet's a little bit different. So that's kind of how I pointed him out in this race. But trying to watch him, because if he's gonna try to take off in this race, that's who we kind of needed to watch. And just didn't want to let any breaks go in this one, like I did the week before, missing the break, and then eventually those 4 guys ended up winning there. But just trying to watch out for that, trying to keep good position throughout this race, make sure I am conserving my energy the best I can throughout this race. And I think I did that very well. If you look at my stats, 250 average power, that's fairly low for me. That's in my zone 2, so that'll tell you something right there. Yeah, my normalized was 316, so that right there will tell you, like, you know, the surginess of the race, and the constant going up and down, stuff like that. So that'll kind of affect your normalized power there. But 250 in my zone 2. That means I was chilling. And there we go. We got a couple guys going out the front, not getting anywhere. You see, like in this one, because this is not the 180-degree turn. This is the pill shape or whatever that they call it. So you know, the attacks that go right here, it really felt like people responded much quicker in this one, and they weren't going to let anything go in this one as well. I want to say this is Chase in front of me. So yeah, I'm trying to stick to the wheel there that I know, and that I know is strong, who's going to be there at the end. So trying to watch out for those guys. But it felt like any time that an attack went in this race, that people were responding pretty quickly. And like I said, I mean, a lot of this race felt like it was just chill. I was really conserving a lot of energy, and maybe that's why I had the power that I did for my max wattage towards the end there. Whew, I felt like I talked through a whole bunch of stuff, but these laps go by really, really quickly. And here we go. We got a little bit of a break maybe going here, following the moves here, trying to make sure that I'm up there at the front. And I felt like a lot of times that I did this throughout the race, because I think I remember doing this a few times, like trying to follow stuff that, you know, even though I responded quickly and I felt like we were getting away, the rest of the peloton was like right on us. Yeah, that's Chase right there, just in front of me. So he's also trying to follow this move. We're trying to establish a break, but you see, you know, everybody's right there behind us. I'm not sure, like there wasn't a whole lot of wind from what I remember on this day, so that didn't really come into play. But I'm not sure what we could have done to really like stretch out a big break or anything like that in this race. Like I think it would have taken almost a sprint effort to get the separation that we needed, and it just felt like a lot of times that people tried to put in those attacks that they weren't really putting in, you know, big wattage for the attacks. So right here, I was kind of chilling on the back, and you see there's a gap opening already right here, and yeah, don't want to get left behind. So here I go, gotta put down some wattage. There goes my normalized power, and yeah, trying to catch up here, and you can see that, you know, that could be a threatening group out there with the size of it and the numbers that's in it. So yeah, definitely got to make sure that's not getting away. So that was a pretty big gap, but you can see, you know, I'm bridging up, I'm pushing out the power, and then the rest of the peloton's like right there. So burning a match, was it for no reason? Maybe, but yeah, you can't let those things go, especially like this early in a race, because, you know, if it does pan out or whatever, then, you know, they end up getting away and eventually probably lapping you or whatever. Because some of the guys have moved up to Cat 2 and they're only riding in the pro race, I felt like a lot of the hitters that normally press those brakes in the race weren't in here. So that could have been why, you know, brakes didn't really form very well in this race. And yeah, it's tough when you've been riding with certain guys for a while and you know how strong they are, and you know, obviously got to watch them throughout the races and stuff like that. But it's kind of tough when they've moved on to bigger and better pastures and not necessarily stuck with you know, lesser guys or anything like that. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying like guys that you don't really know our strong hitters. You're kind of left with trying to figure out, okay, who do I need to follow next and stuff like that. So I'm still kind of feeling out, who's strong each week, who's gonna take the break or whatever. So I've already pointed out Chase is one of the strong guys in Nashville local. There's also some other strong guys. The kid in the blue kid, he's actually a junior, I believe, and he's actually really strong as well. He was up there towards the front for a lot of the race. So a lot of these guys I'm just getting to know and starting to learn who's riding well and all that stuff. And I'm only out there for the one day during the week, so learning slowly basically throughout the races and stuff like that, but getting a good feel for it. Now I'm much better in the peloton than I was earlier in the season. Like I'm feeling a lot more comfortable riding next to people. I was bumping shoulders, bumping elbows with people in this race. Actually happened a few times. So getting a lot more comfortable riding in the group with these guys, and I think it'll continue to get better throughout the races that I do here. And just when it seems like we're all together, these gaps keep forming and keep having to close gaps in this race. So I feel like I said earlier, I feel like I did that several times in this race. Like I was having to close down these large gaps that just opened up for whatever reason. I just I got behind somebody that was either tired or just whatever, but closed them down fairly quickly. And you can see there, I'm passing that guy there that let a gap open, and you can see like they're trying to form a little bit of a break out there. There's 3 riders at the moment, but they only have like a second or two, so it's not super threatening at this point yet. Going around the pill, it's you got to have more than a couple seconds to break away from the rest of the peloton, especially when everybody's as hungry as they are in this one. Felt like normally you got a bunch of Nashville local in these races, and if they got a guy in the break, they're blocking, and it's tough to bridge up. But it didn't seem like there was a whole lot of team tactics going on in this race from my standpoint. So here we go. Here's another little surge right here. Not really an attack, just people just started moving a little bit quicker here. And so that made everybody jump. Like I said, this whole race felt pretty chill at many points. And, obviously when things jumped up, I was ready for it. But, you could see like I'm kind of chilling a little bit too far back here, and then these gaps are opening up. So here I go again. I'm gonna have to bear down and bridge on this gap again here. I need to work on that. I need to stay up closer to the front. I know like a lot of times some of these surprise surges or whatever happen, but I need to stay up closer to the front here and stop letting these gaps open. At least this time I didn't have to go around a whole bunch of people. Like these guys took me up to the front. But here I go. I'm thinking that same thing. Like I need to stop being in the back here. So I push it a little bit more here and pop out to the front. And I think I thought I saw something threatening here as well. This possible break formation coming. So you got a couple guys out here, and I saw it, from back into back, pushed a little bit more, trying to catch up. And I think that is Chase right there. Is it? Yeah. So trying to push it out, but you can see there's the peloton right behind. And I think that's when I was looking back at this point, like, you know, I did all that work to get up to the front like that, and then I looked back and yeah, there's the peloton. They're right there. So another match in this race. You know, pushing out hard, passing up the rest of the field, hoping that maybe we can get into a break, but it just, yeah, the rest of the field was very responsive on that one and jumped right on it. So didn't go anywhere, burned the match a little bit, but still in okay position, and just gonna chill again. Here we go, going into the last few laps here. Been chilling, like I said, you know, for the last little bit here, just kind of riding some wheels, trying to, you know, just keep up and stay closer to the front here. And going into these last few laps, I'm trying to better my position. So, yeah, I think this is 2 laps to go at this point. So those look like some lap riders in front. So gonna go around them. I'm trying to stay probably about in this position. Like I think it's pretty decent position for this race. But here we go. Here's this weird slowdown. This we're slowing down a lot at this point, and then there's this little shuffle here. So I felt like I was in decent position at that point, and then we have this slow down and shuffle, and then I kind of get, you know, stuck in between some people here. Gonna rub some elbows, I think, right here. See a little bit right there, just kind of bumped a little bit, but yeah, in this shuffle, I'm getting kind of shuffled around and out of the position that I had. So now I'm gonna have to try to figure out how to make up some wheels again going into this last lap. And this is, you know, this is the point of the race where, you know, everybody's getting antsy. You see right there, going off-road. Everybody's trying to fight for position. That shuffle really messed up where I was in the you know, the peloton there and in position. So now I'm out of position. I've got to fight back to get into the position that I had, and I'm towards the back here. So got to push out a lot of watts on this last little stretch here. Coming on the inside, we see the wreck behind me there. We'll go back to that in just a second. But yeah, I'm making up a lot of positions. I'm taking this inside line here. I'm moving really, really well. Feeling good for this last little bit. And that window kind of closed a little bit right there. I thought I could probably take the inside a little bit more, but it closed a little bit. He kind of came over. So I had to go a little bit outside here. I'm sitting, I don't know, 8 wheels, I think, or something like that. But I'm in good for the sprint here. I'm just a little bit too far behind to make up as many positions as I needed to. Ended up 5th place on the day there for the Cat 3s, and yeah, just that shuffle on the second to last lap really screwed me up. And yeah, I wish I could have kept my position, because I really think I had a good chance at making that sprint and having the energy towards the end of this race to be able to do that. But let's go back to that wreck that happened just behind me there. So here we go. This is the last lap right here, and keep an eye on DeRosa right here to my right. That's Brian. So I'm coming on the inside by this yellow line. I don't touch him. And I remember he said that somebody had come, you know, from the outside and came down and kind of hit his wheel there. So here we go, breaking it down just a little bit further. So here we go. I'm coming on the inside, and keep an eye on the right side. So I'm passing him, and you can see there's a canyon right there that's kind of closing in a little bit to his right. And it's hard for me to tell because, you know, I don't have a 360 camera hooked on, but you can't tell if the canyon rider here clipped him or not. It's very tough to tell from that angle. But yeah, I mean, it looks like he's kind of closing in right there. He's staying on, was that Sean's wheel right there? So, I mean, he had the wheel in front of him, and, you know, yeah, it's just one of those unfortunate accidents that happens in races like this. And yeah, he looked to be okay, you know, bumps and bruises, stuff like that, hit to the head as well. But hopefully he is fine, and he'll be back racing pretty soon. But anyway, so yeah, 5th place on the day. Pretty good race for me, just a little out of position on those last couple laps, and yeah, having to make up some positions there. But anyway, so that was my first race of the night. I do jump into the pro race as well, and yeah, I'll be putting that up on the channel here shortly as well, so you guys will see that. But anyway, if you like what you saw, please like and subscribe, hit that bell icon so you know when I post videos. And yeah, I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.